Oh, hey there, Paul Wagler here for a Rise Now and the 2-minute wake-up call. Well, I just got home from work and I wanted to share with you another lesson learned on the seat of my bus. Well, I have written a book by that title, and this, though, happened since that book was written. It actually happened several years ago, but I want to share it with you today because it fits with the Christmas season. And so what happened a few years ago is I was pulling up to a bus stop that was at an intersection where there was a red light. Now, there was a car in front of me that was actually stopped right in front of where the person was standing. So I was maybe a half a bus length away from the person, but this person was standing there waiting for me to show up, but they were intently looking at their phone, which is very common. And so I was trying to get their attention, like I was kind of waving, but they didn't look up. I lightly tooted the horn, but they still didn't look up. So then the light turned green and I had to do what we refer to as the double stop, which is kind of a dreaded thing if we can avoid it. So I had been stopped, but now I had to stop again as I pulled up, and I opened the door, let them on, and I said, in a nice way, I was trying to get your attention. I would have let you on just back here a little bit. And they said, oh, well, my phone tells me you're not supposed to arrive for 10 minutes, or no, it was 15 minutes, they said. And I was like, well, hello, I'm here. Sometimes we're so intently looking at our source of information that we're actually missing what is happening right in front of us, that which we're actually waiting for. Well, this connects very well with the Christmas story. Jesus was the Messiah, the long-awaited deliverer and Messiah for the people of the nation of Israel. They had been waiting for him for hundreds and hundreds of years, and they had this idea, their interpretation of the scriptures. They had developed a whole theology around all of that, of what it was going to look like, and all the details around his appearance. But when Jesus came, he didn't fit all of their ideas and all of their theology. In fact, some of it was very different. They wanted him to set up a political kingdom, but he was like, no, my kingdom is not of this world. And they wanted him to overthrow the Roman rulers, but Jesus' work was more about overthrowing the devil and his works and destroying the works of the devil. And so they missed what they were longing for, even though it was right in front of them. It's as though they were looking at their phones, even though they didn't have phones, but it's like they were looking at their phones and being like, oh, well, no, this is our understanding, and you're not it. And because of that, they missed what God was doing. Sometimes, I think we pray for things, we ask God for things, and we expect him to answer in a certain way. And then when the answer comes in a different way, we still miss the fact that God has answered our prayer. And so we need to hold all of that in a kind of a flexible way so that we don't miss what God is doing, because we're so captivated by what our phone or our source or our understanding is telling us. And then we miss what God is wanting to do and is actually doing right before our eyes. Well, Jesus gives us a helpful verse in Luke chapter 21, verse 28. He says, lift up your heads, for your redemption draws nigh. If we walk around with our heads down and if we're just constantly looking at our phones and our heads are down based on our understanding of how things are going to be, we may actually miss what God is wanting to do. So let's lift up our heads. Let's keep our focus on Jesus and see how he is working, so we don't miss the answers to our prayers. We don't miss what he is doing in our lives each and every day all around us. Well, that's some good advice, some lessons learned from the seat of my bus, and some good counsel for us in this Christmas season, that we can be a part of what God is doing each and every day in our lives. Well, a few things for you to think about, and until we meet again, stay awake and stay alert.